Hello. Welcome. It's V. Have you ever wondered, why do the queers have so many flags? Or maybe you're like, I never knew there was more than the rainbow flag. What does it all mean? Why are there so many colors? I'm going to answer all of that and more. Also, I just did my nails in the closest I could come to the trans flag's colors. I did not have a very good pink. And then in the middle, instead of just doing white, I did my favorite non-binary flag's colors. Because white, already, as we're going to talk about, already means transitioning and basically non-binary people. Let's start with one of my favorites, the non-binary flag. The non-binary flag was designed by Kai Rowan in 2014. It has 4 stripes. The top stripe is yellow. So let's think about what yellow could be. Most of these flags are based on some kind of color theory. So traditional color theory that you learned in school, most likely, is that there are 3 primary colors: red, blue, and yellow. So if we assign blue to boys, as is typically done, and pink, or let's say red, to girls, then what is yellow? It's outside of the binary. Outside of the red or blue, you had a 3rd primary color. You don't even mess with those 2 primary colors. You're like, nope, yellow. So that's what yellow people are on the flag. They're like, I'm not male, I'm not female, I'm my own thing. So next color on the flag is white. Now, I like this version of color theory because it's like talking about light, and I like light better than talking about blank pages, but to each their own. So white here represents people who identify as having multiple genders at the same time. Am I male? Am I female? Am I 3rd gender or whatever other gender? Maybe I pick 2, maybe I pick 3. There aren't rules. Gender is a construct. So there's white on the flag. Next comes purple. What could purple mean? I like purple for this reason. It's like, okay, am I male? Am I female? Maybe I'm a mix of the 2, and maybe I'm a shade of purple. I most identify with this color on the non-binary flag, but it's all theory, and I kind of identify with all of them. Okay, and we get to black. So if white was identifying with multiple genders, black means identifying with basically no gender, or agender people, like Chandler on YouTube. Check them out. So that is the non-binary flag. Now we go to 2013 and the Intersex flag. The Intersex flag was designed by Morgan Carpenter. It features a purple circle with a yellow background. I'm going to read a quote from the organization that Morgan Carpenter was working for, Intersex Human Rights Australia. And they are on record as saying, the circle is unbroken and unornamented, symbolizing wholeness and completeness and our potentialities, our being intersex people's potentialities. So it's a beautiful meaning to the circle. And then the purple and the yellow both are kind of outside of red and blue. Intersex people are born with sex characteristics that don't fit easily into our little boxes of male and female. So they don't fit those colors exactly. So we have yellow and purple, which are, in traditional color theory, the most non-red and blue that exist. Now we get to the genderqueer flag. The genderqueer flag was designed by Marilyn Roxy in 2011. Now, this flag I originally didn't like until I recently watched a video by Gillette, who explained that our understanding of color theory is actually pretty messed up. We're all taught that the primary colors are yellow, red, and blue. However, there are basically 2 ways of thinking about this, and both are not yellow, red, and blue. Like your printer uses yellow, magenta, and cyan, which are true primary colors. Those are additive primary colors. However, how we see color with our eyes is that we have red receptors, green receptors, and blue receptors. And purple is actually this fake-ish color that our brains make up when we see red and blue at the same time without green, which is in the middle on the color spectrum. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to see red and blue without green. And our brains, though, make up purple to understand what's going on. And that's why, as she says, purple doesn't exist a whole lot in nature. So I didn't really originally like this flag because I was like, okay, I get why purple's in it, but I don't really get why green's in it. Why is green really a queer color? It's like, it seems unbalanced toward the blue end. But not really true. So the genderqueer flag features 3 stripes. You have lavender, which has quite a history in the queer rights movement. Then you have white, and then you have this green. Now, the lavender or purple represents much of the same thing that it represents most of the time in queer flags. It's kind of a blend of male and female, but the creator labeled it as androgyny. So after that lavender stripe, which represented a mix of male and female or androgyny, you have the white stripe, which in this case represents basically agender people. So this is that kind of opposite way of thinking that you have like a white page and you haven't put any color on it instead of the light kind of thought where white is a bunch of colors. So here it's agender people. And then you have the final stripe, which is this green. Now this green is actually an exact inverse of the lavender. So whereas the lavender is about androgyny and a mix of male and female, this represents those outside of that male-female spectrum. Then we go back to 2010. We have the pansexual flag that comes out in 2010. The pansexual flag has an unknown creator. It just kind of popped up in the internet. The pansexual flag kind of took inspiration from the bisexual flag in that it has these 3 stripes, but whereas the bisexual flag is pink, purple, and blue, the pansexual flag is pink, yellow, and blue. So pink representing, in this case, attraction to women, blue representing attraction to men, and yellow representing attraction to non-binary people, people outside of the male-female thing. And also, here we have all 3 traditional binary colors. So with the traditional binary colors, you can create supposedly every other color, which is almost true. So any shade of gender you might be attracted to. It doesn't mean you're attracted to all people. Just as a gay man, or when I felt like I identified as a gay man, I wasn't attracted to all men. But yeah, anyway. So there was another flag designed in 2010, and this is the asexual flag. The asexual flag was designed by AVEN. AVEN is the Asexual Visibility and Education Network. The asexual flag looks kind of similar to the non-binary flag, but the colors mean something different. So here we have black, which represents no sexuality, kind of true asexuality or complete whatever. I don't want to offend anyone. No sexuality. Gray represents demisexuality, people who have maybe less sexuality than the average person. So we have this spectrum from black to white. And white represents people who have typical sexuality or whatever you want to call it, and maybe in our allies, basically. And then purple represents community. Probably didn't guess that one. It's just kind of cute. Okay, 1999, kind of a big jump. We had the most prominent transgender flag design by Monica Helms. This flag has 5 stripes. I'm going to read a quote from the creator about what they signify. The stripes at the top and bottom are light blue, the traditional colors for baby boys. The stripes next to them are pink, the traditional color of baby girls. The stripe in the middle is white for those who are transitioning or consider themselves having a neutral or undefined gender. So, obviously a very important flag, again playing off these ideas of blue and pink or blue and red. Okay, going back a year before, 1998, we have the Bisexual flag. The Bisexual flag was designed by Michael Page, and I'm going to read a quote from them about it. The pink color represents sexual attraction to the same sex only, gay and lesbian. The blue represents sexual attraction to the opposite sex only, straight. And the resultant overlap color purple represents sexual attraction to both sexes, bi. Now, many people I've talked to see the same kind of color thing going on. Say blue is attraction to men, and the pink is attraction to women, and then the purple is attraction to both. I think that's a legit interpretation that matches what the creator is saying if you are a man. So, whatever works for you. Now we're going to take a big jump and go back to the gay pride flag, 1978. The pride flag was designed by Gilbert Baker in 1978. It was designed for the San Francisco Pride Parade, which predated Stonewall. The rainbow kind of represents diversity in the LGBT plus community. It also was predominantly used by gay men, which kind of led to more and more people kind of developing their own flags to represent themselves, because gay men in general were not very good at pushing for other people's rights. The gay pride flag originally had 8 stripes. There was hot pink, and instead of blue, there was turquoise and indigo. And the creator assigned meanings to these stripes. So the hot pink meant sex, red meant life, orange meant healing, yellow, sunlight, green, nature, turquoise was magic and art, the indigo was serenity, and the violet was spirit. And then the reasons we're down to 6 is kind of silly. The hot pink fabric was hard to come by, so we dropped hot pink. And then there was a parade where they wanted to split the flag in 2, so they went down to 6 colors just so they could have it split evenly in 2. So that is the original and a couple more designs of the gay pride flag. Very recently, the gay pride flag has kind of been revamped. Not everyone has embraced it. Daniel Quasar, I believe in the last year, designed this pride flag that has additional stripes coming in from the left that are the transgender flag colors. The brown and black stripes represent the intersectionality between sexual and gender identity and race. And also, according to Pride.com, they also represent those lost to AIDS. Goodbye, my beautiful NBs, my strong bipolar friends too, and all of you allies brazen and free, so long and blessed be.